Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad NAIM bin Muhammad TAMIZI. I'm from 6X PME2. I will be presenting about the increase of fuel price and its impact on the cost of airline operation. According to the International Air Transport Association, IATA, the worldwide airline industry's fuel bill in 2019 was $188 billion, accounting for about 23.7% of operating expenditures at an average price of $65 per barrel Brent. This is a 4.7% increase over 2018, and it is over 50% more than $127 billion fuel cost for 2006, which accounted for 28.4% of operational expenditures at $65.1 per barrel Brent, at roughly $63 per barrel Brent. The fuel cost is expected to be about $182 billion in 2020, accounting for 22.1% of operational expenses. However, the COVID-19 had a significant impact on the sector, causing expenditure and earning projection to be thrown off. According to future fuel price prediction, any rise in fuel price would slow the rate of expansion of airline operations, although total operation will continue to expand until 2025. However, continuous GDP development attract more air travelers, reducing the impact of rising fuel price on the airlines. Increased fuel price tend to be associated with increased aviation fuel efficiency. The major expense that affect the airline industry are labor and fuel costs. Therefore, we will talk about its effects. Firstly, major airline expenses. Labor and fuel prices are the two key expenses that impact the airline sector. In the near term, labor expenses are usually stable, but fuel prices fluctuate significantly depending on the price of the fuel. As a result, fuel expenses must be given more consideration because 2/3 of the cost of flying an aircraft is constant. Fluctuation in fuel prices may greatly affect a flight, depending on the number of passengers on board. Even though air travel has become a necessity, the airline business has always been intensely competitive. The cost of flying is continuing to fall. The internet has also increased pricing transparency and lowered profit margin. The cost of labor accounts for around 35% of the airline's overall operating expenditure. During a period of economic crisis, management seek to reduce labor expenses by laying off employees or decreasing compensation and benefits. Nearly 55% of overall operational costs are made up of maintenance, replacement parts, labor, luggage handling, airport fees, taxes, marketing, promotion, travel agency commission, and passenger charges. Next, fuel costs and operating expenses. The majority of businesses attempt to hedge their fuel expenditure. They purchase future contract to lock in their expenditures for a specified period of time, thereby converting it into a fixed expense. This behavior is rewarded as fuel prices rise, but it is punishing when fuel costs fall. When oil costs rise, it is the worst moment for airlines. From 2009 to 2014, the economy improved and the oil prices gradually increased until stabilizing around $100 from 2011 to 2014. The decline in oil prices from 2014 to 2017 benefit the airlines in particular. To conclude this topic, airlines will benefit financially from lower fuel use. It's also crucial for the ecosystem in the event that fuel costs rise. Airlines will be forced to raise ticket price. In this circumstance, the airline's demand will decline, revenue loss, sale decline, and market loss will all reflect this. All of this involve fuel conservation. According to the International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO), air vehicles now utilize 80% less fuel than they did in 1960 due to technical development. This ratio has been decreasing by 1 to 2% point every year, while air traffic has been increasing by 4 to 5% points per year. Two targets for aviation were defined at 2010 ICAO meeting, which are 2% fuel saving per year up to 2020 and carbon neutrality as stipulated in Paris. IATA member airlines have been given a 3% fuel saving target for each year. Fuel expenditures will be reduced by intelligent fuel hedging and the use of more fuel efficient new generation plane and jet engine. When compared to older jet, modern planes consume 45% less fuel on average. When the fuel consumed per mile per passengers was computed, a difference of around 25% was observed between the top 3 best performing airlines and the last 3 airlines that look into be inefficient, according to research conducted in the United States. Deep-rooted and massive airlines on average utilize less fuel efficiency than low-cost and smaller competitors. The phases of engine start, taxi, takeoff, flight, approach, landing, taxi, and engine stop comprise a cycle in which a plane uses fuel throughout operation from the operational standpoint. With proper operations planning and strategy, the amount of fuel utilized throughout these stages may be reduced. This optimization is carried out to improve operating efficiency on the ground and in the air. Fuel economy may be attained in principle at the level achievable. Given real aircraft performance, operational limits, safety, efficiency, operational planning, and procedures, aircraft center of gravity optimization, fuel carriage planning, ground operation optimization, air traffic and flight plan optimization, and taxiing process optimization are some of the operational stages employed. For airline operators, there is a fuel management model for operationally monitoring and managing fuel use at all stages of the operation. Fuel economy offer a twofold benefit for nations like India, who are net petroleum importers, and it has to be promoted aggressively. That's all from me. Thank you.